I'm Zach with Josh's Frogs, and here I'm presenting our first ever bioactive ball python kit. We're offering these in tankless kits, which means you provide the glass tank, we provide the stuff that goes in them, and also complete kits. We have them for 20 longs, 40 breeders, and then exoterras as well. There's no reason you couldn't use these in any size ball python habitat you want. These are actually modeled off of a project my wife and I did with a 75-gallon tank at home, where a ball python has been living in there with our biobedding implants for about 2 years now, with zero shed issues. Check out the blog that's linked to this video. That'll really help you, get the minutia down that I might not mention here. The foundation of this thing is Biobedding Tropical. This is a project, their substrate. It's based off of something I started working on about 10 years ago. Been refining ever since. We've sold it, people have used it for years with crested geckos and the like, and it actually works really, really well with tropical snakes like ball pythons as well, or subtropical snakes anyway. You have to make sure to keep it a little bit drier than you would with a tropical animal, but it holds humidity really well. It stands to dry out, and it kind of disperses and evaporates water at the top, so it doesn't even need a drainage layer. It also grows microfauna well. Most of these kits come with dwarf tropical white isopods and springtails, which will help break stuff down. Remember, snakes poop infrequently. When they poop, it's very large. These guys probably aren't going to be able to handle everything, so when you see it, grab it, and they'll get what's left over. They'll also love to eat snake shed and stuff, which is pretty cool to watch. They'll keep things clean and return those nutrients to the soil. The beneficial fungi that are actually already in here. Then we also include our supplement, our Bioactive Booster, which will help make sure those nutrients are broken down and then utilized for the live plants, like such these that come with a kit. That'll work really well in there. To get started off, you simply put your biobedding in, a depth of about 3 to 5 inches or so. Add enough water to where when you squeeze it, you want it to just start to cling and stick together and be kind of crumbly but not fall apart as a fine powder. If you squeeze it and it sticks together completely, or its water runs out when you squeeze it, it's too wet, let it dry out a bit. Really important with ball pythons and other mainly terrestrial snakes that are going to hang out on top of this, to not let it get too wet. Then you have to be careful about scale rot. We also include a artificial cave, which can go down on there. That's really good to be put under the basking spot sign. So that'll actually absorb some heat, retain it, be a little bit of a drier place for that snake to hang out. Also have a big old piece of cork we include with that too. So the snake has places to go that can kind of be out of sight. We recommend putting the cork on the side of the tank away from the heat source, and the artificial hide will actually absorb some of that heat right underneath the spot to give your snake some choices. Keep in mind, a lot of times with ball pythons, you use heat tape, under tank heaters. Because of the thickness of the substrate and the way it's set up, that's not going to really work so well. So you're going to want to rely on a basking spot like these mini halogen domes. We also include a compact top with some LEDs that will really keep those plants growing strong and filled in, as well as a screen top. For topper on top of the substrate, we provide leaf litter and a little bit of moss. Keep in mind that moss, it's not going to really live and spread in this tank. If you keep that moss happy, it's going to be way too wet for your ball python. But it can be used as a little bit of a humid hide. Even when it's dried out, it looks pretty good. Going to make sure you mist frequently. Whenever you use water, we just use a simple water bowl in these, so you can still keep it clean. You still have to maintain it. You're really using a pond or anything with these guys, it's just too much water, too much humidity for them. You can use our dechlorinator for tap water, keep it going. And then, about every month or two, stick a couple pellets of this clean up Crew Cuisine in there to help keep your springtails and your isopods fed. Like I said, we've had this going on as a project at home for about 2 years since it got set up. The snake has been thriving in there. It was a former classroom pet, was a little bit undersized, formerly kept on aspen. Really common for it to run into shedding issues. Since it went to this setup, it's had no shedding issues. It's really shown some great growth. And honestly, for a ball python, a surprising amount of activity, which has been pretty cool. Plus, the setups just look good. You're taking that little piece of nature, you're bringing it into your home, and you're making that pet just, meeting its needs and, really hopefully upping its enjoyment of life in captivity when you can recreate a little bit of its habitat. Anyway, check out the kits, the Josh's Frogs Ball Python Bioactive kits on our website. The blog that's linked here will have a lot of really good information and detail. And consider giving it a whirl.